Hi guys, good day to you all, wherever you are. You're welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Emmanuel Anyoki, and if you're just tuning in for the first time, don't forget to subscribe and please share the videos. So I'm a journalist, I'm a wedding planner, and I give little tips on wedding planning, particularly under the African context. We know in Africa, most people still plan their wedding themselves or they plan with their family members and friends. They don't even understand the concept of wedding planners. But countries like Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, Rwanda, they are far ahead of other African countries when it comes to getting a wedding planner and why they should get a wedding planner. So I decided to give small tips for those who want to plan their wedding themselves, things you can do and not do. So if you're watching my videos for the first time, please subscribe and share the videos. So this edition, I decided to talk about the do's and the don'ts on your wedding day. There are so many things that people get so mixed up with it, and they just do everything on that wedding day, and they think it can work, particularly if you're planning your wedding themselves. There's just no way all these things can work if you're doing your wedding yourself. It does not work that way. So if you're having a wedding planner, it is better because she has to handle a lot of things, or he will handle a lot of things. But if you're doing it yourself, there are things you don't need to do on your wedding day. So it is less hectic than the previous days you used to plan. So first of the things, don't think about the weather. That is something you cannot change. You have set your wedding for the 17th, for the first, whatever date you choose for your wedding. Don't think of the weather. You're not the one who made the weather. You're not God. Whatever thing has to rain, forget about the weather. If you get up that morning, it's raining, just say, okay, it is raining. I take it like that. Those who you have invited for your wedding day will come. As long as you invite people that love you, they're going to take part with you. Those who have to be there that day will be there. So forget about the weather. You don't care about the weather for that day. Another thing is those who like to do exercises in the morning, there are some people that their routine in the morning when they get up, they need to do exercises. On that wedding day, you can still do it because sometimes it will help you to carry on the whole day. But what you need to take to note is that don't do any heavy exercise, any hard exercise. You don't want that on that day. And then the worst of all, don't argue with anybody on that day. Anybody that comes and tell you anything is not working fine, either you ask them, a family member to handle it, or your sister or your friend, rather than getting into a fight or a serious argument with whoever on that day. Because I bet you that day is not going to repeat itself, except probably you want to get married like 2 or 3 times. We know in the Western world, people get married, divorce, get married, divorce. But in Africa, it's not really that. So when people get married, they want it to last for a lifetime. It's not that there are no cases of divorce in Africa, but it is not as much as in the Western world. So people try to stay home no matter what the situation is. So you know that that day is not going to repeat itself. So you don't want certain things to happen, like fight, to get into an argument with your mother-in-law, with your mother, with your sister, even with your husband, whoever on that day. Just try to waive anything that comes to you that you think will hurt you. Just send it. Go talk to somebody. Since you were planning your wedding yourself, so definitely those things might come. You can never block everything from not happening. But when it happens, send them to some other person to take care of it because you want your serenity and your happy mode. So don't forget about that. Then, never think of wearing a new shoe on that day. I know most people in Africa always buy their particular shoes that they keep, they don't wear it, it's only on that wedding day. But ask most of those people, they are left with blisters on their legs, like those who finally go for honeymoon, you have the repercussions of that. So my advice is buy your shoes way before time. From time to time, wear those shoes at home. It's not that you're going to wear it to go out because you want the shoes to be a special shoes. We know in Africa, the wedding dress, the shoes, the makeup, the chain and everything is just special for that day. But I bet you buy your shoes on time. You can wear it once in a while in the house so that you get the way you feel inside. And then while you're wearing it, it opens and your legs are comfortable inside so that on that wedding day, you don't have blisters. You're not going to have blisters. You're going to be so happy to wear your shoes. Despite the fact that we know most brides and even people who come, the guests that come, they always have flat shoes in their bags. You, the bride, your maid of honor should have a flat shoe for you. But get used to your shoes so that you're very comfortable on that day and you can use the shoes as long as possible. And if you feel like changing to flat shoes when you want to dance, that is not a problem. But if you're comfortable inside your shoes, you're not going to have a problem with that. Another thing is don't decide to check your list, the guest list on that day. How can you want to check your wedding list, the guest list on that day? It is not possible. Do that way before time, a day, 2 days, 3 days before time, or you hand it to a sister or your best friend to help you do the checklist. Those who are going to be available, those who are going to be calm, they should not hear that it's the bride or the groom who is calling. Are you going to be at the wedding? We want to reserve the table. It does not work that day. And some people even try to do that on that wedding day in the morning, probably because they're free and they want to get on their phones and start checking, reminding people. It does not work that day. Forget about your guest list. Any list you have to check on that day, forget about it. Anything that wants to happen will happen. What will not happen will not happen. What you planned before, that is what you receive for that day. So forget about what you cannot change. And then another thing you need to take note is for your sanity. After doing all the stress and all the work and everything, forget about your phone. There are people who are on their phone on their wedding day, they are doing their makeup, she's on the phone, answering calls. This shoe there for this side. No, go for auntie, go take that flask. No, you did not bring my chain. And what's mama saying? They are on the phone the whole day because the pressure is just too much. The pressure is just too much. There are people who cannot handle things. So the person needs to be on the phone the whole day checking whatever, who is dropping where. You don't lost, you don't know the venue. No, come down for this side. No, on that day you need to have a person's number. If it was the wedding planner, you need to give the wedding planner. Her team needs to handle that. Your guest list, every checkup thing they need to be done, it needs to be done by your wedding team. But if you don't have and you're doing it yourself, if you cannot get somebody to assist you, your brother or sister, it's going to disturb you that day. That is something for your sanity and your peace sake. Don't try it that day. Don't. Keep your phone away. Probably you just want to take pictures or glance or whatever, but whoever is calling you for whatever reason, congratulations, the person can still do it face to face or later on. You don't need your phone that day. And then please, mostly this one goes to the brides. They like, some brides are just control freaks. Like, they want to control everything. It's your wedding day. I know you planned your wedding and everything, but that day there are certain things you cannot just change. Forget about it. Don't be a control freak. You want to know, you want to do this. It's as if you should come up from the altar to go down, to go and fight with whoever, to ask for what. Anything that has not been done till that day, forget about it. Just leave it and let the wedding pass as it is. You cannot change it. So don't be a control freak on that day. And then there are some people who decide to take massage, like that early morning on their wedding day, they decide to go and maybe they have been stressful the whole week or planning their wedding, they want to go and take their massage themselves, do stuff. Any beauty thing that you want to do a day or two before your wedding day will be good. Because there are certain reactions, you know, in Africa we don't really do, there are so many people that cannot afford paying all these beauty things, massage, waxing and the rest, but they want to keep money for that on their wedding. Do it 2 days before, because some of those chemicals or whatever the products they use on your body or your face might not be good for you. Some give allergy and the rest. You don't know how it's going to react on you. So you don't want to go and do one massage or waxing, whatever, and you have reactions. And if it's on your wedding day, you cannot wait for 2 or 3 days. It's that day. You cannot change anything. So don't do any waxing or whatever massage on that day. Do 2 days, 3 days before the day, so that any reaction or whatever does not work, probably you can have a means to change things that are happening. And then don't forget to check with your best lady or your best friend or your sister or your brother on what is happening, anything that you want to know about what is happening around you. Then what you should not do too. Don't think that it's on that wedding day that you want to write your vows. How can you want to write your vows on that wedding day? Take your time so that you can write something beautiful that when you read in church or in the hall during the ceremony for your husband, is going to bring people to tears. Your husband or your wife is going to feel what you're writing. Some people take their pens on that wedding day in the morning, the groom or the bride, and start writing their vows, their beautiful words they want to share with their loved ones. It does not work that way. You're not going to get the best out of it. If you do that way before time, definitely you're going to have a beautiful message. Don't forget, don't do that. And the last thing which you should top it all up, on your wedding day, take a deep breath and smile. No matter what is happening, everything cannot be perfect. Even sometimes you get a wedding planner, there are still things that happen that day that a wedding planner just discovers them. So sometimes some things are not going to be perfect. Accept it. Take it the way it is. Walk in front of the church. March to the aisle. Smile. Those pictures will never repeat itself if you don't wish to get married again. You want that when you see those images, that is what should be at the back of your head. You want to have beautiful smiles, because when people see you smiling, it's contagious. Everybody smiles. Everybody wants to take a picture. And everybody notes about that after the wedding. You know, see how that bride, you must have fight for eyesight before they were enter church. You don't need that. Smile. Walk in front of the church. Whatever the case, take it. Learn how to control yourself. And I bet you, thumbs up to your wedding. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, share the videos. Every week I try to do new images or new videos on wedding planning. So contact us if you want us to plan your wedding. This is a special wedding. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.